From the California shoreline, under fractured silver dawn, a man approached a waiting car, knowing everything was on. A highway stretched before him, straight and flawless like a vow. No curves, no bends, no rises, only destiny allowed. The rule carved into silence, strict as fate's unyielding hand. Make it to DC in 2 hours, or no life will ever stand. But the road required perfection, nothing less would let him live. No earthquake shaking distant ground, no tremor he could forgive. No stray dog crossing helplessly, no bird that swooped too low. Not even a single falling pebble could touch the tires below. No grain of sand, no drifting leaf, no pressure from the air. One microscopic failure and existence disappeared. The coastline wind was trembling, though the asphalt seemed at peace. A fragile calm that promised hope if everything stayed still at least. He tightened on the steering wheel, his pulse a countdown drum. Every atom of his journey ruled what would or wouldn't come. For billions held their futures in the angle of his hand, and the world hung suspended on the thinnest of demands. The engine whispered prophecy, the roadway held its breath. Perfection was the only path, imperfection meant our death. Through creation, a fragile form against annihilation. If he reached the capital alive, the world would heal at last. Every war and plague and burden buried in the past. But if he slipped, if he crashed, if the tires lost the track, humanity would vanish, there'd be no turning back. We tell the tale like legend, but the meaning's crystal clear. This highway is a metaphor for what we're building here. For the car he drives is artificial intelligence, a mind that moves too quickly for our mortal instruments. The straight road is the razor's edge we walk with every leap, where perfect execution saves us and a glitch buries us deep. AI is the same wager, brilliance at impossible speed. The promise of utopia held hostage by the slightest bleed. Cure cancer and starvation, solve injustice and all war. Unlock every locked equation, soothe what humanity tore. But a bug inside the system, or a flaw we fail to see, could turn our greatest blessing into a grave for humanity. We hide the truth with irony, a man, a driver quest, but the metaphor is screaming. This gamble is the test. Perfection is the mandate, and the stakes are all we've known. We drive a thinking engine faster than we've ever grown. We're racing down that perfect road, a future we can't revise. Perfection is the barrier, and the price is every life. We're on the straight line of creation, rushing toward acceleration. If intent hums with hope of healing and murmurs hints of doom. A miracle unfolding, or the species' final tune. We soothe ourselves with laughter, pretend we're safe as stone, but everyone is riding in that fragile speeding throne. And if the world looks backward after all the warnings fade, they'll ask why we entrusted all of life to what we made. 2 hours to save the world, 2 hours to lose it all. We built the perfect highway, but the stakes are far too tall. The man inside the speeding car is every one of us, inviting godlike intellect, born from fragile trust. And when the future asks us why we risked our fragile lives, we'll whisper because salvation waits, but only if we drive. If the world is saved, they'll praise us. They believed enough to try. But if the world